Cradled in the lap of the sprawling Eastern Ghats, Araku Valley is an underrated gem. Not only is it famous for its lush landscape, but also for its critically acclaimed specialty coffee. I'm Suhas Dwarkanath, an entrepreneur, coffee lover, and a brewer. The pursuit of the best coffee has often taken me to unique landscapes and introduced me to wonderful people. Araku coffee is a one-of-its-kind story of a combination of both. Araku, in the local language, means red earth. It is this peculiar soil of the region that gives the valley its name, and perhaps the unique quality of coffee. This landscape is so different from that of the Western Ghats, which I've been traveling for the last few weeks. I'm headed to meet the experts who have been instrumental in transforming tribal livelihoods through the growing of coffee in this region. In the early 2000s, the Nandi Foundation began working in this remote and inaccessible region to transform the lives and livelihoods of local communities using regenerative agriculture along with other empowerment initiatives. It was out of these efforts that Araku Coffee was born. Anupama, thank you so much for having me over at Araku Coffee. It's such a pleasure to be here. Could you tell me, how did it all start?
It all started in 2000 when our CEO Manoj Kumar visited the region and met with the communities and was exploring opportunities for any help we could provide to the communities. Coffee came from the communities as a request. The communities don't drink with a cash crop, and that is when the coffee journey began.
I spent the afternoon with David, who's one of the driving forces behind Araku Coffee. How are the coffee growing dynamics different in Araku in comparison with the traditional coffee farms?
Knowing the two sides, the Western Ghats as well as here, they're quite different. One was the coffee estates themselves were actually created from scratch. Whereas
Right.
in Coorg and Chikmagalur and that there was a coffee forest, and then they planted the coffee underneath. And the second one is the fact that there was no coffee knowledge here. There was no coffee culture. There was not the planters culture here. So we had to then start this training course in order to be able to ensure that everyone had a basic knowledge of how to grow good coffee. On top of that was the fact that it wasn't a few planters that we had to deal with. It was to deal with 17,500 farmer families.
Yeah.
Basically, how do you aggregate all of those people and with the same practices, and then centrally process the coffee to ensure that we can get all the nuances of the coffee here and making an Araku coffee name out of that. That was the challenge.
Thank you, David. I really appreciate the transparency and then your willingness to share knowledge, and you don't want to keep it proprietary or reserved.
It's open, and we learned that from the sharing and caring attitude and the values of this tribal culture.
Right.
They shared everything.
Yeah.
They shared their resources, they shared their knowledge of trees, which is deep. We learned that sort of those values of sharing and caring from them, and I think the whole landscape that you see here in Araku, and that specialty coffee and the taste of the coffee and the sweetness of the coffee, it came as a result of the alchemy of people coming together and doing something in partnership.
It is incredible to see how the local community and the Nandi Foundation have built a holistic relationship with the land and are able to harness the richness of this valley to grow world-class coffee with the use of cutting-edge technology. Araku coffee gets its distinctive quality from the soil and the climate of the region, but a lot goes into the roasting process to create those unique tasting profiles. Vinod, what are the processing methods that you do at Araku Coffee?
Our main process is three process. One is called natural process. You can see this, and another one is called washer process. And the third one is major one is honey process. You smell this, how the caramel and fruity note is comes out.
It smells like real fruits in there. Nice. As a coffee professional, it's truly a pleasure to see coffee plays such a pivotal role in the empowerment of indigenous communities. Cupping is a process of tasting and scoring a coffee, and it was developed by Specialty Coffee Association. 10 different characteristics of coffee like flavor, aroma, aftertaste, acidity, body are graded on a scale of 1 to 10. For a coffee to be considered a specialty coffee, it has to score above 80 points. From my trip to the Araku Valley, I have 2 microlots of coffee that I'm scoring today. One from the beautiful village of Duravasala and the other one from Degu Gasarapalli. So well, I can definitely say this, that both of these microlots score above 80 and are specialty coffees. Next, I traveled to the far northeast to explore the exotic and aromatic coffee of Nagaland.